Here's the brutal truth most people never hear. You're probably not going to be the best at anything. Not because you can't, but because you'll settle too soon. You'll quit when it gets boring. You'll stop when someone passes you. You'll accept good enough and wonder years later what could have been. But what if you didn't? What if you actually followed the rules that separate champions from everyone else? Not magic tricks, not motivational fluff, real, proven principles that work whether you're building a business, mastering a skill, or competing in any arena. These 10 rules will challenge everything you think you know about success. They're not comfortable, they're not easy, but they work. And by the end of this, you'll have a choice to make. Rule 1. Decide to be the best and never negotiate with yourself again. The moment everything changes isn't when you try harder, it's when you decide differently. Most people drift. They kind of want success. They sort of try. They wait for something external to push them forward. That's why they stay average. The real difference? A decision with weight. Not I hope to be great, not I'll try my best, but I will be the best, and I accept full responsibility for that choice. This isn't arrogance, it's alignment. Your brain is wired to follow clear decisions. When you truly decide, hesitation shrinks, distractions lose power. You stop negotiating with yourself every morning about whether you should or shouldn't do. The ownership piece is critical. Anyone can say they want greatness, but when pressure comes, most people blame the boss, the economy, their circumstances. Champions, they own it all, the rewards and the hardships. Here's what happens when you make this choice. You start acting like someone who's already the best. Your identity shifts, and psychology proves that when your identity changes, your actions automatically follow. The painful truth? If you don't decide to be the best, you're deciding to be less than you could be. That choice has a cost too, and it's called regret. Make the decision. Own it. Let it define every standard you live by. Rule 2. Outwork everyone who wants your spot. Someone else wants exactly what you want. The question is, who wants it more? Let me be clear. Most people aren't willing to put in the extra hours. They'll talk about dreams all day, but when 5 p.m. hits, they're done. The ones who rise, they stay longer. They work harder. They prove with their actions, not their words. This isn't about mindless grinding. It's about strategic outworking. While others rest, you're refining one skill. While they check out, you're making one more call, studying one more page, practicing one more rep. Here's the reality. Every great athlete, every successful entrepreneur, every master stayed when others left. That extra hour compounds. Your brain learns through repetition. Skills sharpen through practice. If you cut time short, you cut progress short. And yes, people will question you. They'll say you're obsessed. They'll preach balance. But for most people, balance is just an excuse for laziness. You want different results, you need different effort. The competition is training right now while you decide to rest. Make sure that when results come, no one can say they wanted it more than you did. Rule 3. Practice daily until it's second nature. Excellence isn't a sudden burst. It's built one invisible repetition at a time. Your brain wires itself through repetition. Each time you practice, you strengthen neural pathways. Over time, what felt impossible becomes automatic. The difference between practicing once a week versus daily? Massive. Weekly effort means constant relearning. Daily effort means steady stacking. No backsliding, only growth. Daily practice does 3 powerful things. Builds discipline, you show up even when you don't feel like it. Creates patience, you learn mastery is slow, earned, not given. Eliminates fear. Repetition makes the skill so natural that confidence becomes automatic. The key is, keep the chain unbroken. Even 30 focused minutes daily beats 3-hour sessions once a week. Consistency matters more than intensity. When your skill becomes second nature, you flow with confidence while others hesitate. That's not magic. That's the result of practice so consistent it fused into your DNA. Rule 4. Study details others ignore. That's your hidden edge. Good looks at the obvious. Great examines what everyone else misses. The difference between good and great lives in the smallest details. Most people see the surface, the big steps, the obvious moves. They stay comfortable with what's visible. But champions, they notice the angle of the foot, the timing of the breath, the tone in a negotiation, the pause before answering. These aren't grand gestures. They're subtle actions that build massive advantage. Here's why this matters. Most mistakes happen not from lack of effort, but from ignoring something small. A missed step, a forgotten detail, a sloppy habit. The best protect themselves by paying attention to everything. This requires curiosity, asking questions others never think to ask. Why does this work better here than there? What small change creates a large difference? The hidden edge isn't glamorous. You don't post it online. But those unseen hours of analyzing, rehearsing tiny movements, refining notes, that's exactly what gives you the advantage. While others chase shortcuts, you study deeper. And when you perform, they'll wonder how you made it look so smooth. You'll know. You saw what they ignored. Rule 5. Push harder when boredom hits. That's where most people quit. Success isn't lost in dramatic failures. It slips away in boring moments when nothing exciting happens. The human mind craves novelty. We want stimulation, variety, excitement. That's why people start projects with energy, then abandon them when the grind sets in. Boredom isn't a signal to stop. It's a test. It asks, do you really want this, or are you just playing with the idea? Here's the truth. Progress often hides just past the point where you want to quit. Muscles grow in the last few reps. Real learning happens after initial enthusiasm fades. The breakthrough comes when you keep practicing long after the thrill is gone. Most people will never see it because they walked away too early. Pushing through boredom builds mental strength. You learn to focus without constant stimulation. You strengthen the ability to delay gratification. These traits are rare in a world addicted to instant rewards. The competitors in your field, watch what happens when routine becomes monotonous. They lose interest. They miss days. They justify slacking off. That's where you separate yourself. When others ease up, you push harder. When others take shortcuts, you stay consistent. When others walk away, you remain standing. That difference becomes unbridgeable. Rule 6. Track progress daily and fix every weakness immediately. You can't improve what you don't measure, and most people never measure at all. Success isn't built on vague hopes. It's built on concrete actions tracked consistently. Your mind plays tricks. It tells you you're doing better than you are. That's why daily tracking matters. When you write it down, measure it, record it, the truth becomes visible. You can't hide behind feelings. You see reality, and reality is the only thing you can improve. Tracking does two powerful things. Keeps you accountable. When numbers are in front of you, excuses disappear. Reveals patterns. You notice when energy drops, focus drifts, performance weakens. But tracking alone isn't enough. You must fix every small weakness. Most people keep repeating the same flaws because they never identify them. Those tiny errors add up. They become habits. They become barriers. Small weak points are easier to fix than major flaws, but most overlook them because they seem insignificant. Here's the truth. They're not. Each correction removes a barrier, unlocks new performance, reduces vulnerability. The process is simple. Track daily, review honestly, identify one weakness, fix it, repeat. Those small, consistent adjustments compound into excellence. Rule 7. Learn from every rival and turn envy into fuel. Your rivals aren't your enemies. They're mirrors showing you exactly what you need to improve. Every rival has something to teach you. A skill you lack, a work ethic that surpasses your own, a strategy that's sharper. Instead of letting envy blind you, study them. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this person? What did they do that I can apply? That question transforms rivalry into growth. Envy loses its destructive power. It becomes a signal you're being shown a gap in your game, a roadmap to improvement. This requires humility. Many people are too proud to admit someone else is better. Their ego blocks growth. But when you acknowledge someone's strengths, you gain the power to adopt them. Rivals show you what's possible. They expand your vision. They prove that more can be done. Instead of resenting it, use it as evidence. If they can, so can you. The key shift: turn the energy of envy into motivation. Say to yourself, if they can do it, I will too. I'll study, I'll work, I'll outlast, I'll rise.
That same fire that could burn you becomes fuel that accelerates your progress. Without rivals, complacency sets in. With them, you stay sharp, hungry, unstoppable. Rule 8. Protect your focus like your life depends on it. Focus is the rarest skill in today's world, and without it, all your efforts scatters into nothing. Everyone is busy. Everyone is connected. Everyone is pulled in 1,000 directions, yet they wonder why they can't reach the top. Here's why. Focus is fragile. One distraction doesn't just cost you seconds, it costs you minutes to regain deep concentration. Research proves it. After breaking focus, it takes time to get back. That means one notification can ruin an entire work session. Distractions are everywhere. Your phone, endless notifications, conversations that add no value, entertainment that consumes hours, tasks that feel urgent but mean nothing. Most people allow these to run their lives. They feel busy but accomplish little. To be the best, you must eliminate what's useless and fight for clarity. Protecting focus starts with deciding what truly matters. You can't protect everything. Identify the few things that move you toward mastery. Cut out the rest. This requires courage because many distractions are comfortable. They give quick pleasure. They provide escape. But comfort is the enemy of mastery. Focus isn't just removing distractions, it's building an environment that supports deep work. If your space is chaotic, your mind will be too. Design conditions where focus thrives. When you fiercely protect your focus, results change dramatically. Hours that were wasted become productive. Tasks that took days take hours. Progress that felt slow becomes rapid. Not because you worked longer, but because you worked sharper. Rule 9. Master patience and give years to perfect your craft. Mastery isn't built in days or weeks. It's the outcome of years most people refuse to give. The temptation in today's world: chase speed, want quick results, expect immediate rewards. But nothing lasting comes from impatience. Mastery requires years of focus, discipline, and deliberate practice. Patience is strength under control. It's the ability to endure slow progress without losing faith. Most people quit not because they lack talent, but because they lack patience. They expect results too soon. Every craft has layers. At the beginning, you learn basics quickly, but soon progress slows. Each new level requires more effort for smaller gains. This is where patience is tested. The impatient give up when growth is no longer rapid. The patient accept that mastery lives in the slow grind, years of repetition, endless refinement of details. Think about any master: artists, musicians, athletes, leaders. All gave years, often decades. They didn't rush. They didn't look for shortcuts. They accepted that greatness would cost them time, and they paid willingly. Patience builds depth. When you give years to your craft, you go beyond surface knowledge. You understand nuances others miss. You see patterns where others see confusion. That depth cannot be faked or downloaded. It's earned through patient repetition. Most people underestimate what they can achieve in a decade. They focus only on what they can achieve this week. But if you give years to your craft, you open the door to mastery levels few will ever know. The question isn't how quickly can I succeed, it's how deeply can I grow if I give this years. Rule 10. Refuse average until excellence becomes your standard. Excellence is never an accident. It belongs to those who refuse to accept mediocrity. Average is comfortable, safe. It doesn't demand risk, sacrifice, or long hours. That's why most people stay there. But the price of average is heavy. It means living below your potential, knowing you could do more but choosing not to. Trading pride for convenience. Excellence is a habit, not something you do once in a while when the mood is right. It's the standard you bring to every action, decision, effort. When you make excellence your default, everything changes. You stop producing work that embarrasses you. You stop cutting corners. You know whatever you put your name on reflects who you are. Refusing average results builds trust within yourself. You begin to rely on your own discipline. That reliability creates confidence. You walk into every challenge knowing your standard is higher than most. Excellence requires discomfort. It means going back to fix mistakes others would leave, repeating until the result is flawless, spending extra time when no one is watching. This is why so few commit to it. But those who embrace the discomfort create work that stands out, performances that can't be ignored, reputations that open doors. Excellence isn't about perfection, it's about consistency. Even your failures become stronger than most people's successes. You hold yourself to a higher level, so your average day produces results others would be proud of. The choice is simple. Settle for average like most, or demand excellence until it becomes your standard. If you settle, you'll live with regret. If you demand excellence, you'll live with pride. The path of excellence isn't crowded because it isn't easy, but it's the only path that leads to true greatness. These 10 rules aren't theory. They're the real difference between those who become the best and those who talk about it. Let's recap fast. Decide to be the best and own that choice. Outwork everyone who wants your spot. Practice daily until it's second nature. Study details others ignore. Push harder when boredom hits. Track progress and fix every weakness. Learn from rivals and turn envy into fuel. Protect your focus fiercely. Master patience and give years to perfect your craft. Refuse average until excellence becomes your standard. None of this is easy. That's exactly why it works. Most people will read this and do nothing. They'll go back to comfortable. They'll keep settling. But you have a choice right now. You can close this and forget it, or you can pick one rule, just one, and start living it today. The people at the top didn't get there by accident. They followed these rules when no one was watching. They stayed when others quit. They pushed when others rested. They refused to settle when others accepted good enough. Your potential is waiting. Not someday, right now. The only question is, will you settle or will you become the best? The decision is yours. Make it count.